The rain began the day she left, a relentless downpour mirroring the tempest in my soul. Each drop, a tear I hadn't the strength to cry. The world outside my window was a canvas of grey, much like how memories of her were already beginning to fade. She loved the rain, found peace in its steady rhythm. I, however, found only a haunting reminder of her absence. Evenings were the hardest. The encroaching darkness amplified the silence. One particularly bleak evening, a flash of crimson caught my eye, a single red mailbox. Driven by a curiosity I couldn't explain, I ventured out into the storm, drawn to that crimson mailbox, a beacon in the storm. The mailbox was old, standing as a silent witness to countless seasons. Its paint chipped and faded, telling tales of time and weather, but its red hue held a strange warmth against the cold grey downpour, almost like a beacon of hope. As I neared it, I noticed a small, engraved inscription, something I had never seen before. For letters that carry the heart's whispers. The words resonated deeply within me. Hesitantly, I opened the mailbox, my heart pounding in my chest. It was empty, save for a single crisp white envelope with my name in her familiar handwriting. My hands trembled, my breath hitched in my throat. It couldn't be. Could it? With trembling hands, I tore open the envelope, anticipation and fear mingling within me. The scent of lavender and chamomile wafted out, instantly transporting me back to gentler times. It was a short note filled with her usual warmth and humor, urging me not to blame myself. Her words were a balm to my soul. As I stood there in the pouring rain, reading and rereading that letter, a glimmer of hope flickered within me. It was as if she was right there beside me. That night I wrote back, pouring all my grief, my guilt, my love into that single sheet of paper. It was my way of reaching out, of holding on to the connection we once had. From then on, the red mailbox became my sanctuary, a place where I could pour out my heart and soul. Every day, I would write to her, sharing my thoughts, my fears, my small victories, and even my mundane daily experiences. And every day, like clockwork, a letter would be waiting for me, filled with her familiar handwriting, each one filled with her love, her wisdom, and her gentle guidance, as if she were right there beside me. Through her letters I began to heal, finding solace in her words and comfort in her presence. She helped me unpack the guilt and regret that had been eating away at me, piece by piece. She reminded me of the good times, of the laughter we shared, of the love that bound us, and the memories that would never fade. She encouraged me to live, to laugh, to love again, to embrace life with open arms. It felt as if a part of her, her spirit, her essence, lived on through these letters, bridging the gap between us. Our correspondence became a lifeline, a bridge across the chasm of death, connecting our hearts and souls. There were days when the pain of her absence was too raw, too overwhelming, but her letters always brought me back from the edge. One day the letter was different. It was shorter than usual, the handwriting shakier. She wrote of how her time was nearing its end, how she was fading, becoming part of something larger. She urged me to be strong, to find peace, to live a life worthy of the love we shared. "Don't let my absence define you," she wrote. "Live a life that would make me smile." Reading those words, my heart ached with a bittersweet pain. I knew this day would come, the day I had to finally let go. That night, I wrote my last letter, thanking her for everything and promising to live a life filled with joy. As I slipped the letter into the red mailbox, a single tear rolled down my cheek. This time, it wasn't a tear of sorrow, but one of gratitude. The next morning, I awoke to the sound of birdsong. The gentle chirping of the birds was like nature's alarm clock, coaxing me out of my slumber. I rushed to the window and threw it open. The rain had stopped, leaving behind a world washed clean and glistening with morning dew. The sun, a radiant orb of gold, peeked through the parting clouds, bathing the world in a warm, golden light. It felt like a promise of a new beginning. The air smelled fresh, cleansed, alive. Each breath I took was filled with the scent of wet earth and blooming flowers. The red mailbox was still there, a silent sentinel standing guard. It had been a constant through the storm, unwavering and steadfast, but it no longer held the same pull. Its purpose had shifted, just like the changing seasons. It had served its purpose. The messages it once held were now memories, cherished but no longer needed. As I stepped out into the sunlight, I felt a sense of lightness I hadn't felt in what seemed like an eternity. The weight of the past was lifting. The world was awash in color, vibrant and alive. Every flower, every leaf seemed to be celebrating the return of the sun. Life, I realized, goes on. It moves forward, carrying us with it, even when we feel stuck. Even in the face of loss, there is always hope. The sun's rays filtering through the trees were a testament to that enduring truth, and somewhere in the gentle rustling of the leaves, in the warmth of the sun on my skin, I felt her presence, not in sorrow, but in peace. It was a comforting reminder that she was still with me, in every ray of light and every whisper of the wind.